Chuanaka, the 23-year-old Ugandan who's fighting out of Detroit and Las Vegas. He has won 19 straight, 14 by knockout. He has broken into the super middleweight top 10 rankings at number 9. A long, lean punching machine.
Yeah, still young and inexperienced. He's learned how to KO safe opponents. Now it's time for a test. Has he learned enough to KO or beat a top-level fighter?
Well, he will face that top-level fighter tonight, former world contender Thomas Tate, who has been on a year-and-a-half hiatus. He was once the #1 ranked middleweight in the world, a tough cookie, 10-1 underdog against Julian Jackson for the middleweight crown. He clawed it out before losing in 12. We saw Tate last in a gutsy slugfest against Tyrone Trice. Despite a broken nose in the first, Tate won a 10-round war. And that led to another title shot last May, this time against Roy Jones. Tate caught in the second. The knockout knocked Tate out of boxing for the last year and a half, but now he is back. He is rejuvenated, focused. He brings a 29-3 record into the ring with 21 knockouts, and he thinks that that package will be too much for his opponent tonight, the rising star, Joseph Chuanaka.
He comes straight forward, and he just tries to dictate as the fight go along. And with the speed and with the conditioning aspect of me and the mindset, I think that I can overcome a lot of things. I've seen everything, you know, through that man and what's or not. But it's going to be an intriguing fight with me with the speed and the agility, with the movement. Now I got to add on power. So look for something big, and I'm ready.
Well, he's looking for something big. This is the biggest he's ever been in the ring. This is a super middleweight fight. Tate at 166. Pound heavier than the taller Chuanaka. But Chuanaka with that big reach advantage, 82-inch. That's a heavyweight reach for Chuanaka. Well, the newest boxing organization, the World Boxing Union, is dubbing this as the Super Middleweight World Championship, and these are the rules. Standing 8 count not in effect. 3 knockdown rule not in effect. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the scoring on the 10-point must scoring system. We're ready for the introductions. Into the ring here at the Palace, here is Wally Jackson.
Live from the Palace of Auburn Hills, Michigan, Fight Night Incorporated and Budweiser presents Championship Boxing on USA Tuesday Night Fights. Tonight's championship bouts are sanctioned by the World Boxing Union. John Robinson, President. Ed Levine, Chairman. Supervisor at ringside, Robert Ballo, with that beautiful belt. Judges doing the scoring will be from Toronto, Bernie Lormier. Also from Toronto, Harry Davis. And from Shelby Township, Michigan, Dario Chiarini. Our referee is from Clarkston, Michigan, Mr. Dale Graybell. And boxing fans, this is 12 rounds for the WBU Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first in the red corner, weighed in at 166 pounds. As a professional, he has 29 wins, 3 defeats, 21 wins by way of knockout. From Houston, Texas, here is Thomas Tate. His opponent in the blue corner, weighed in at 165 pounds. He is undefeated as a professional, 19 wins, 2 draws, 14 wins by way of knockout. From Uganda, fighting out of Las Vegas and Galaxy Boxing Gym, I give you the warrior, Joseph Chuanaka.
Gentlemen, you are given your instructions in the dressing room. Give me a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Come out fighting.
Chuanaka fought to draws in his first couple of fights. He has since won 19 straight. He has risen into the top 10, number 9 by the IBF, number 16 by the WBC. He's actually ranked number 15 by the WBU, but is getting this championship crack here tonight. And he looks across the ring at a charging Thomas Tate, who could not wait for the opening bell. It has been a year and a half, a little ring rust. We intend to see from Tate. who now has to watch out for that long jab by Chuanaka, who goes right at Tate. Last time we saw Chuanaka taken 10 rounds by Greg Wright. Chuanaka had much more experience than Wright. Chuanaka was coming off a layoff. He looked rusty in that one.
Greg Wright, who is a survivor, tall, slender fighter. Look how dry Thomas Tate looks, and he really is that dry. But also, see how shiny Chuanaka looks? Chuanaka has Vaseline all over his body, and it shines. That's why he looks so glowing.
He's a thinking fighter, usually very cautious early. This is as aggressive as we have seen him this quickly in a fight.
Right.
But he makes few mistakes, tries to wear down his opponent, likes to go to the body. But Chuanaka, who went 10 in the last fight and did not look as impressive as he has in his budding career, and looks to be making a statement here very early, not allowing Thomas Tate to get going. Tate is wobbled with that left hand by Chuanaka, and Tate is now holding on.
Already in this first round. So many times these veteran professionals come into the ring without warming up. See how dry he is. When you're dry like that, you're not sharp, you're not focused. And he is getting clocked here in this first round. Chuanaka, you can see how warmed up he is.
Sharp puncher,
right?
Real slasher.
And started very fast tonight.
Yep.
I asked Thomas Tate about his style. He said, I'm a complete fighter, the whole package. I know when to fight and I know how to fight. But he says, my power is changing. I'm trying to work more on hitting harder. It could be a dangerous thing, especially with a fighter like Chuanaka. Chuanaka, 14 KOs in his 19 wins. Big power in that right hand.
These two fighters look like they're in two different weight divisions.
Yes.
Chuanaka just towering over Tate.
Well, Chuanaka started boxing, 17 years old back in Uganda. Started as a light flyweight. This is a fighter out that could fight in every one of the weight divisions.
That's 108 pounds.
That heavyweight reach, 82 inches for Chuanaka. So many fighters try to pull away from Chuanaka, but they find that 82 inches right on the end. Dangerous limit.
It's been a year and a half since Thomas Tate fought, and there is a lot of rust here in this first round, as we will pause for the words from your local cable system. Second round action. First round was all Joseph Chuanaka in the green trunks, who's looking for his 20th straight victory, looking to continue to climb the ladder in the super middleweight division and take a belt with him on this one, the WBU Super Middleweight Championship, a startup organization. It's been around for a little over a year, and looking for a champion. And they go through their rankings, which, to their credit, they subscribe to independent world boxing rankings system. And right now, Chuanaka, the first man available in the rankings to establish himself as a champion, or Thomas Tate, and then start to take on the challenger. New organization, very idealistic in their sense, and trying to do the best for the boxing world. Not happy with what is currently here, and trying to establish themselves in boxing.
It's good to see somebody trying to change the status quo, but it's a tough battle. I've seen a lot of organizations come and go.
Right now, Joseph Chuanaka looks like a champion in any division, but it is perhaps the toughest division in boxing when you look at the champs. IBF, Roy Jones, WBC, Nigel Benn, Frank Lyles of the WBA.
Oh yeah, these super middleweight and middleweight fighters have the speed of the lighter weight fighters and the power of those heavyweights. Joseph Chuanaka, we've talked so much about his reach. 82 inches is a heavyweight reach. Muhammad Ali's was 81 inches. Tim Witherspoon's is 82 inches. Very few fighters that I've seen have more than that. I think Primo Canero was 84 inches.
Thomas Tate gets in with his first shot, but then takes the left. The left of Chuanaka has been doing the damage on Tate. Tate, a good counterpuncher, and has a lot of punches to counter off of here so far in the early going.
Good uppercut from Tate. But Tate's just trying to weather the storm early in this fight. He knew that Chiwonaka was going to come out strong at the first part of this fight.
Thomas Tate, after the knockout at the hands of Roy Jones for the IBF crowd, out for a year and a half. Really knocked out by the shot from Jones. Also had some personal dealings that he took a year and a half to deal with. Kind of lost a little bit of the feeling for the game. Says he is focused and rejuvenated. And now comes back, but certainly rusty in the first couple of rounds. He's taking on a very game Chiwonaka, who comes off for him not one of his impressive showings, and looks to avenge that.
Yeah, something that worries me, Al, about Thomas Tate, he is already talking about getting back to the championship form and to the top of boxing, overlooking. Well, you're not supposed to hit a man in the back, but turning away is Thomas Tate and crack.
Well, it was after the bell.